All right, guys, this is part two of self-employment live. I got disconnected and I was at the pool. For some reason, this is abruptly said I had no signal. And so I am back at home. It took me a little while to get logged in because my lawn guy was here. So they had lawnmowers and blowers going on. That definitely wasn't a chat-friendly environment. So got the grill going, put some oysters on. About to have some frog legs put on. So some corn. So if you have any questions from before, you can watch. So right now we're just chilling, grilling, and shucking oysters. But again, the whole point of this is, yes, this is an appliance channel, but we're doing a. Oh yeah, they need a spray too. So we're doing. Today talk is about self-employment and the freedom, and this is part of the freedom, man. I'm here on a Saturday, chilling with the pool. Now I'm shucking oysters from our trip from last week. We went to New Orleans, and we brought home a sack of oysters. We had a big sack of crawfish too. Let me know if my sound's okay. I got it hooked up to my headset here in hopes that the sound will be better. I kind of got a fan going. Aloha from Hawaii. What's up, buddy? In Hawaii. All right. So I kind of got a fan going. So I don't know if that's affecting the sound or not. Just let me know if you have any issues with the sound. Should do a video on shucking oysters, right? So if you have any questions about appliance, wash and dryer repair, feel free to fire off. And or about the appliance business questions. If you're looking to take the leap, and I got that's the point of this video today, showing my lifestyle outside of appliance repair and the blessings it has given me to have freedom of my own time. That's what we're really doing, right? We're not, eventually we do trade, especially in this country, we trade dollars for time, but we want to try to control that time as much as we can, right? And with downtime that we have, we can do whatever we choose instead of sitting in the office somewhere, right? So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you think this information is helpful. Please fire off any questions or conversations you want to have about the appliance business that I can share, or there's a lot of knowledgeable guys on my channel that can give information to. And share your experience too in the business, being self-employed, the things you do in your free time, the type of hobbies you may have that you may not be able to do as much as you like. We do vacation a lot, and it's because of that time freedom, right? Last week we went to New Orleans. Next week we're going to Panama City to the beach, celebrate my son's 9th birthday. And with a 9 to 5, what you get 1 year off, right? A week every year to get like a week off. If it's 2 weeks, if you're here for 2 years, you get 2 weeks off sometimes. So, BK from the Rockies, what's up? How's the weather out there, man? Here we get a bunch of rain and stuff. Got pretty lucky so far. It looked like it was gonna thunderstorm, and it kind of just passed me. I hear shucking oysters, man. This one give me a hard time. Of course, the first one I tried on camera, it was giving me a hard time. Trying to find that crease. And yeah, man, we out here this trying to show people that that's looking to take the leap into self-employment, some of the freedoms you get. Definitely though. I mean, no knock on people that's got a good job. I mean, definitely no knock on people who's making 6 figures. Get off at 5 o'clock and still have weekends off. I mean, that's a dream job for most people, right? But I think that's not available to a lot of us. So with some 9 to 5s, you don't get any time off. You're on the clock, on call all the time. Oh yeah, man. Definitely. Yeah, doctors. Actually, my brother, man, he's on here a lot too. He his job, he's always on call, man. always on call. Even when he's working, like, you get to chill at home sometimes, but you still have to like be on standby, man. And that's kind of like working. I mean, I guess you get some stuff done around the house, but you can't plan anything, right? So you kind of just go on lockdown. So I'm gonna go on to another oyster. So that one is kicking my butt and making me look bad. This guy, let's try this guy out. Let's in the camera roll, man, so we can get the hard one, right? So yeah, so anybody just came on, man, we talking about self-employment, some of the freedoms that we get. We got these oysters from my trip to New Orleans last week, and we kind of hung out with family. We actually lived there for a year, and so we got our family out there. Had a good time, man. The food is second to none,
Butter, do we have any in there?
One? Yeah, this one I got is kicking my butt, man. Yeah, that one was worth it. It came out clean too. I guess because it was frozen. So this is my queen, y'all. My bride. Going on 10 years next year. Wedding anniversary. And as you know, without support of your spouse, it's hard to take that leap of faith in self-employment, because it definitely has ups and downs. You don't have the comfort of knowing you're going to get a check on Friday, right? We work repair to repair. And, they say self-employed people, you're unemployed after the job is done, right? You're unemployed after the job is done. Then employed on the next one. Thanks, BK. Appreciate you, man. But anybody fire off any questions, man? Anybody, how long you been in the business? How'd you get started? Any helpful information you guys might have for other people out here that's either on the chat now or this is gonna be, this is recorded, so you pick up a few hundred more views on the recording. So it's people out there that's probably looking to take the leap of faith into employment, self-employment, may have concerns, may have fears, and it's nice. That's what I like about YouTube, man. We all can kind of share what we've been through. It's kind of like, I actually use an analogy, like if somebody is walking 2 blocks ahead of us, they can tell us, hey, if it's raining in 2 blocks, if it's construction, you got to cross the street. If there's some shady looking people ahead, they can kind of tell you before you get there, right? And that's what this information is, man. If somebody that's ahead, that's years ahead of you, or that's been in a position of starting off something new, we can all kind of share with each other and tell people what to expect ahead, right? We all kind of go on our own paths and journey. Oh, that one faked me out. Thought I had it open, and there's a shell on a shell. And so we can all kind of just figure out, help each other out, So it's frozen. I think that's kind of part of the problem I'm having right now. Maybe I can go live and multitask here. The first oyster I did off camera as a practice was nice and easy. And now these things are kicking my butt. And then that frozen, it was like nice and boom, pop right off. So, especially spouses. Let's talk about spouses, about being self-employed, appliance flipping, and spouses. And it's important to have a supportive spouse, like not like a fake supportive, but like, I'll support you. Your real support. Your real support comes when times are hard, right? When you're tempted to go get that job, to get that to have that paycheck on Friday. A good spousal support stays in there with you, man. Especially if this works. You're just like, no, I'm gonna be slow right now. Oh, I'm just out of inventory. Like the issues me and my wife had was she was used to 9 to 5 Friday paychecks, and so we had our kids, and I was the sole provider. I'm the sole provider of income, and so you have times when it got slow. But my thing was, I was like, first of all, number one, God always provides. You know, if with your faith and you feel like God's got your back on this journey, God is giving you the wisdom and the tools you need. You know, God has. There we go. I got one open finally. God makes sure the birds and the trees. It's in the Bible. He makes sure the birds and the trees are fed. You know, the squirrels are fed, the animals are fed, and they have less than we do. Imagine what He does for us, right? But my thing is, I was like, long as we have machines, right? That was my thing. I said, hey, I only get a little nervous if you see that the oysters, if things are slow and I have no inventory. But if I got inventory, it's gonna sell at some point, right? So I said the money coming. So BK, how do you work on ovens, and are they simple like dryers, or do you like washing dryers? Washing. My sound okay? You hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you do. My washers and dryers is my, again, low hanging fruit, and usually that's a bad thing to do in anything, but in washing and flipping, low hanging fruit is good. If you got a lot of low hanging fruit, you don't feel you have to climb up a tree to get the to do the hard work to get the best stuff. So washers and dryers fills my funnel. Anyway, and I'm in Georgia, and here it's a great economy, good middle class, so that's a good recipe for success in the flipping business. Washers and dryers, I would say ovens aren't bad, to be honest with you. Usually boards, the control boards can be an issue, expense. So boards can be an expense. Cleaning is an issue because you can't deliver a half clean oven, right? So the oven has to be clean, and to me that's the hard part because I have to rinse you off, buddy. I also got an apple tree over there that I always turn the limbs on. I keep the limbs to the side, and so I put some. This is a gas grill, but I put my applewood branches in there. Get it nice and flavor. So, also train of thought. If you read your question. Oh, ovens. So ovens, to me, not as bad as refrigerators, but the cleaning issue I have a problem with because if you don't detail that thing spotless, because people food go in there, I guess that thing ain't spotless, man. On a delivery, people will have a problem and want to back out of the deal, So that's the problem I have with ovens. Fixing, yeah, it's pretty easy. Delivery, pretty easy. Trade-ins could be an issue because, excuse me, the one you get back will be extremely dirty, right? The one you get back is going to be extremely dirty, and I'll be weary of landlord issues because a lot of times it's cheap landlords that want to do business, and then you have roach issues. And so, especially working on a garage, I would probably say no to ovens because you have roach issues with your trade-ins. Oh, look at that one. And this oyster got a story to tell, man. Look and ovens don't sell for that much, man. To be honest with you, like here, I could probably get like $100 for an oven. If it's a nice fancy one, I'll get a little bit more. They sell real good around Thanksgiving, mainly because I had a video about the self-cleaning feature, and around holidays, people like to use the self-cleaning feature on ovens, and it causes the heat elements to blow, and so you got a lot of people scrambling to replace their ovens because of that. So you have heating elements blow. So it's a good season. So holidays are a good season for ovens, but overall, you have to stay away from them to answer your question. I've got one right now in my inventory because it was given to me for free, and it was from a friend, a family friend. and they well actually they changed the colors of their kitchen, and so they just gave it to me because they wanted to get rid of it. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'll take it, I guess. Still sitting in the garage. I haven't got one hit on it yet. I think I posted it for like $75. It's a regular gas oven. And then the other thing too is you got to hook up the gas. You got to hook them up. And so sometimes you got to pay. You got to charge a little extra on delivery for gas oven, because if you don't have all the attachments, you got to make it run to Home Depot and stuff. So yes, love. Right now I've got 5. They're getting easy to open now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I assume the open ones we shouldn't use or no?
Yeah. It's like crawfish.
Okay. I didn't think this one was.
It's like crawfish.
This one might be one we might want to.
Huh?
I think that one. One of them I put in there.
Oh, okay. So the open one's just like crawfish. Oh.
Yeah.
Now I gotta take it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure though.
Oh. There's still fun in.
Yeah, that's in there. Yep.
I'll do it though.
400 degrees good?
Huh?
400 degrees good or should I make it hotter? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to fire off. If you're just now getting into the channel, this is a different setup for me than usual because it's away from the heat. Because today we're just talking about the luxuries that you get for freeing up your time, having time. And so I'm sharing just a preview of my life outside of appliance repair with the freedoms that you get. And part of mine is being able to sit here and shuck oysters in front of my grill on a Saturday. Right? So check it out. Yeah, buddy. So feel free to share if you have any questions about appliance repair, about being an appliance business. I also have a Patreon page. If you look at any of my videos in the description, it shows the link to my Patreon page. And I'm reserving that. I use Patreon at this point to have detailed conversations with people that are like stuck on repairs, or they just have like detailed questions for me, you know? Now I have guys that's new in the business and they're asking about advice on what to buy, what inventory to stay away from, and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, we're here to share. Look at that one. That's like a steak. Look at that, nice and fat. I had an oyster steak. So yeah, this sack was full. I ate a whole bunch of these things in New Orleans. This thing was full. These are the ones that are left over that we didn't eat. That didn't get eaten. So I have them throw them in the freezer, and we're trying to get rid of them today. Eat them up. So yeah, man. So yeah, you know, the appliance business has been a blessing. It frees your time. Even if you work for a company, to be honest with you, an appliance company, even your time is still kind of freed up. You kind of set your. I never worked for anybody though, but I believe you can set your own schedule. Seems like you'd be able to. I know you probably got to take on a lot of work to make money. You're working for somebody, especially if you're doing warranty work. So, but we did start talking about spouses. I'd like to go back to that and talk about having a supportive spouse doing appliance repair. Because if you don't have that support, the rough times can be stressful, and they can be even more stressful if you come home to stress, you know, not being supportive, you know. It takes a vision, right? Because especially if there are some people who are just scared of being self-employed. It's not for them. My wife, she's the first to tell me that. So I'm not, you know, it's not for me. I'll support you. And yeah, without that support, you gotta have a support system. And it's easy for somebody to be supportive when things are good, but you need that support when things are slow, you can't find inventory. You're a little stressed out because you sold some machines and you go back and fix them because something went wrong. The customer's cussing you out. So there's a lot of stress, and that's why you got to make sure it's worth it, man. With your pricing, the quality you put in your machines, the pride. When people ask me for discounts and stuff, I do a little bit of wiggle room, but I'm not doing like $100 off or something like that. Oh, there you go. Ansel, welcome back, buddy. Oh, so Ansel 1961 says the hardest part about appliance repair is convincing your wife not to tell her friends that you can repair appliances. That is so true. Because it happens every time, right? You got a party, you got to get together, and oh, by the way, my mom has a dryer that's not working, or by the way, and the hard part about friends and family, man, is that, man, when something goes wrong, it's uncomfortable when you're at a friend's house or somebody goes to your church, or something goes wrong. You're like, oh man, you know, you feel bad, I don't know. So yeah, I would rather repair strangers than friends, man, because it can get awkward if things don't go right, you know. Especially like your kids are friends or something like that. You got you got to see the person win, lose, or draw, and and then like sometimes, especially if it's somebody that you really like, a friend that you really like, and they want to buy a machine from you, you give them like a super deep discount, or you try to give it to them for free and they want to pay you. So I get to the point where I just charge full price. A lot of times people do want to support you, man, but it's like inventory is low, or whatever, and like it just depending on how they are. They're like if they're like close friends, I'll still hook them up. But some people are like, I'm just like, hey, this is how much it is. But it is tough. Let's see, we got friends with a friend. Yeah, I just find like some friends I just want to hook you up. Like, hey, let me just let me give you. Especially if it's like they want to buy a machine from you, and it's like you can fix theirs. I'm like, hey man, I'll hook you up. Let me just we'll just swap it out, whatever. But sometimes you gotta let people pay, because number one, sometimes they just want to support you, and they want to support you. And it helps if something goes wrong, because they will feel bad calling you if something's not right with the machine and they didn't pay you anything. So sometimes they feel like, okay, I paid them. At least I got a pass to call it, and do business as usual. So, TW, what's up, Reggie? Hey, Bush, those things. Okay, so all right, so TW got some advice on vent cleaning. Yeah, I saw some of your comment last time. You said this is my last comment last time, but vent cleaning is a great business. You need a gas-powered gas air compressor. It really easy money. So what do you do with the gas air compressor? Does it like shoot high-powered air through the vents? I see that kind of doing some damage too, though. He said the Bush ones do damage. Come on, use the room.
You may want to go over.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that one is giving me a hard time when open. We're gonna try that one again. Maybe thaw it out a little more. Because wise friends never want to pay. They want friends hookup. Oh yeah, we don't have those type of friends, man. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, the only people that I think that don't want to pay, I've experienced, was, I hate to say this, is church friends. At church, they think you should do everything for free. Well, not all of them, but yes, I've had some church people who want to support and they'll pay. But yeah, but a lot of times you got to establish the price up front. And my brother had a carpet cleaning business, and he ran into that issue with church members not trying to pay. Oh, it had a little meter in it. Mm. One of them was like, I think that's like the first one, so that might be done by now. So, let's try to find people to hook ups here. So if you're new, we're showing the benefits of self-employment and time, freedom of time. We got the oysters going on. We got the corn. We got the frog legs. Go closer with the frog legs. In the court. Get the frog legs. About to hook it up. The shrimp, onions. Yeah, y'all come get some. You in Georgia. So yeah, you got also change thought. Alright, so yeah, so first, let's say TW says it's really easy. I do 100 a year. Never had any disconnected, but the brushes are a different story. It blows reverse air and pushes the hose in, and it blows it backwards up the vents. Wow. The apartment maintenance guys always show up with a shop vac. I know. You're right. So that's another issue too. We can talk about. And actually, TW man, if you can share like a name of your equipment or like a link or like a Amazon link to the equipment, that would be awesome, man. Because I think a lot of people would like to know how to have that type of equipment on their truck, and do some research on it. And if you or you can put together a YouTube video, man. I'll share it on my channel definitely. Yeah, cause that's some good information right there. Yeah, because all I know is those little brushes you buy for like $25, little kits. I know they have high end equipment for that, but that's more for people that do it for a living. So yeah, if you could share, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, but yeah, the apartment guys, man, I gotta warn customers all the time when I go there and the vents are clogged, and I say if the guy shows up with a shop vac, he's not cleaning your vents right. You know, cause they just do, like, especially guys I know what they're doing. They go into the just behind the part that's behind the dryer, and that's it. And also that's why I like presentation, man. So like, if you do a delivery of a flip, and the dryer vents are clogged, because you should always inspect the dryer vents on a delivery, right? And so if I see a clog or a bird's nest, something like that outside, I always tell the customer, hey, especially at an apartment complex, they need to clean this. And if they say they did, or they show up and they don't have like some sort of big machine or a hose or something, they show with just a shop vac, they're not cleaning it right. Yeah, I need to rinse these things off. Man. A lot of debris on these. Leaf blower, yeah. I've done a leaf blower trick. I gotta admit, I've done that. And it works. It depends on how clogged it is, I guess. Electric leaf blower, not a gas. Yeah, I've done the leaf blower thing, especially with turns. I appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Keep them coming. That'll help bring attention to my channel. Help so we can help a lot of more people out. And we got another fat oyster. Another fat one.
You gotta make sure you take it over.
Hmm?
Look, you gotta.
Take it off the muscle. What do you mean by that? That's my knife in there. Oh, they're frozen. So so another fat one. Damn. Shucking oysters. Talking the appliance business. Look at little froggies. Kermit. Oh yeah, Kermit gonna be delicious. CW, what's your question, brother? Fire away, man. Yeah, if anybody's never had frog legs, they are delicious. They have the texture of like a hybrid of fish and chicken as far as the texture of the meat. And they basically you can treat them like a buffalo wing. So you can fry them, you can grill, you can treat them like chicken. And it's like almost zero fat on those things too, so it's very healthy. But they're very, very meaty, which I like. And but not as dense as chicken, but not as light as fish either. So it's like a hybrid of both. All right, so let's see. CW says, what happens when you sell a washer dryer and they call you back and the dryer is broken? Say it blew a safety fuse because it overheated or wore out the element because the dryer vent was clogged. All right, so if I get a call back, number one, I usually catch a dryer lint clog at delivery. And then at that point, I'll tell them, hey, have them clean it out. Or if it's severe, I won't even plug in the hose. I'll say, hey, you can use it temporarily. It's going to blow the hot air in the room. And eventually that'll cause like, lint build up inside, have lint. You keep it like that for like a year or two. There's going to be lint on the walls and stuff like that. But it can be used with the vent off. But I say, but if there's an issue and I have to come back and fix it, I won't come back until the ducts are actually clean. I say you gotta show me some sort of invoice, something that the ducts were clean before I actually come out and service the dryer. Because you want somebody to come behind your back and they go hook it up and whatever. So that's what I do. I mean, in dryers you can do a lot of like mulligans, like if the heat element goes out, you gotta eat that because if it short amount of time, right? Because my warranties are 60 days. When I first got into business, I did 6-month warranties just to get the business drummed up. But within your, if you got a reasonable warranty period and your element goes out, the element is probably on its way out anyway, to be honest with you. And so it's just right to replace it, the element. But usually there'll be a fuse that go out. And fuses, especially if you're flipping, I rarely ever have to buy fuses because I got so many from machines I broke down and stuff. So that's not that big of a deal for me. I tried to point finger, and customers don't know. All they know is the machine that you brought that was used stopped working, and so they kind of point their finger at the customer. To me, isn't good business, even though it's their fault. But you guys put a warning. You guys say, hey, I'll replace it this time. But if it goes out again, you got to get, this is what needs to be done before I come back out, especially if you explain to people how the fuses work. I just say like, hey, these fuses are like a check engine light in a car, so if this fuse goes out, it's not because the fuse is bad, it's saying it overheated, the dryer overheated for a reason, and they're very sensitive because, the dryers, historically have been fire hazards, but now they have so many fuses in them that are sensitive to overheating. They'll be triggered at the little, if you don't change the link trap, if it's the hose behind the dryer is pinched, whatever. So, but I try to do the best you can to prevent that from happening. Like even behind the dryer, if you notice, it's a slick linoleum floor, and there's a shelf above it. Guess what's going to happen? When they reach up for a fabric softener, they're going to push the dryer back and pinch the hose in the wall. So I always try to put like a piece of a brick back there, a rock, 2x4, get some 2x4s and cut them up into like 4 or 5 inch pieces and throw behind that dryer to prevent that. So it's preventive, because no matter what, if the dryer stops working, the customer's going to think it's your dryer because they don't know. And plus they don't want to spend more money, you know what I mean? Yeah, I see you, Dirty Bong. See, the problem with warranty work, though, I mean, I know it ain't all the same, but usually, especially if you work for somebody, I know you get a very small percentage of what the actual work brings, or you have to, you're constantly telling the customer, hey, the warranty company isn't going to cover this, but I'll do it for X amount of dollars. And to me, I can see that can be a customer service issue, too. But I say definitely a mix, and then warranty companies, man, you got to you work for a warranty company, if you can find a good one, that's great. But a lot of them don't want to pay you the money, or they'll fly by night, or don't send you a check on time. It's a give and take. But I would say it's less headache just flipping machines, you know what I mean, than warranty work or doing repair work. If you use aftermarket parts like ERP brand, ERP is good. But I think that's isn't that fast? It's kind of close to OEM, I think. I think that's the OEM, I think that's what the manufacturers use. I believe ERP. But yeah, I use I go to I covered this the last live we had. I use aftermarket parts mostly. Not all aftermarket parts are the same. And one thing I think people don't consider, like you got some people who are solely OEM parts, right? They just want the manufacturer parts. Huh? Okay. But keep in mind, you're replacing that OEM part, right? That failed. Unless it's customer abuse, right? Like it's the OEM part that failed in the first place. So you can't knock aftermarket too much, right? But yeah, I use Amazon. If I want the part within a matter of days, if I want the same day, I'll just go to the part store. It's very rare I go to the part store though, but I will go if I need it right then and there. But most time I carry my own parts. But my parts basically are used parts that I get off machines, which I primarily use. I get a customer's options, especially if it's not like if it's a fluke, right? Like if their vents were clogged, you know, okay, they may not need a new fuse, but use one on or whatever, or they don't have a lot of money, or they just want, hey, we need to work for a year, or you're at a point where if you got a new one, it exceeds the value of the machine. But there's a lot of reasons, but you should carry. I had a video saying options you give customers. Give your customers options. I think that's part of the video I did, and it's used parts, it's aftermarket parts, and it's OEM parts. And you can definitely sometimes you give customers too many options, they get confused, right? And they're like, well, what would you do, right? But have those options, right? Especially the used ones, because you have them on your truck ready to go, and people love that. So, and there's no return visit. So in sales, I used to carry knee-high stockings and give them to customers I came across for clogged ducts. Knee-high stockings kept the lint from flying around. Yeah, the knee-high stockings is old school and is a horrible idea. Not to knock you, I appreciate you though, but no, because what happens is it's a nice temporary fix. But keep in mind, you customers do this temporarily. They'll put it on and forget all about it, right? Until they have an issue, and then they're trying to hide it. They'll oh, I forgot you told me not to use this all the time. So old school is putting a stocking on the end of a dryer to catch the lint. That does work, but eventually fills up with lint. I've seen it. I went to a customer house one time I did that, and that thing was so full of lint, it blew the element in the dryer because he kept it on there. He said, "Oh, I just put the stocking on." It was full of lint, man. It was full. It was like stuffing a sausage. It was full of lint, and that's good if you're for us as appliance guys. We don't do it to our own dryers. We know better. We know to go check it and take it off, whatever. But for a customer stocking, that's a repair waiting to happen, man. Also, fire hazard, I guess, because you're like storing lint at that point. So Dirty Bong says, I tell them if you have a block vent, you turn your dryer into an oven. Oh, that's a good example. I like that one. You do. Yep. If you have a black vent, you're turning your dryer into an oven, right? But in this case, the fuses will kick in to keep it from baking, right? I like that though. And Dirty Bun got $100 tip today. Wow, you must have been really. Man, that person must have been really happy. what line was it on? You got the $100 tip on. The Vcast aftermarket Whirlpool heating elements. My supplier had some get too hot and burn out less than a month. Yeah, there are some. I mean, there is OEM parts too that have you can put an asterisk on too. That don't last. But even like I can say my dryer right now, I've got a Electrolux dryer. I still haven't see what's wrong with it, but I keep having element problems with it, right? So I keep getting a service call. I keep getting a code that says there's an issue with the element, and it's one of those 3-prong elements in which the the coils are very thin, and they usually like bow up, the middle bows up, and it touches and grounds out, whatever. And so I had one break, and it was aftermarket. I said, all right, let me try an OEM. I put an OEM element on probably about 6 months ago. Now I got the same code. I haven't opened it up yet because it works. I put it on low heat. When I get around to opening it up, I have to open it up and see what's going on. So it's pros and cons with. You can't demonize OEM or aftermarket because they all had their issues, man. Depends on what it is. Case in point are lid switches. If you look at Whirlpool lid switches, the problem with those things, they open like an oyster, right? And then I got a video, you can zip tie them shut and they're ready to go. But a new one, you look at a new one, it's the same glue. All right, they glue them shut, and eventually that glue is wear out, and from that lid slamming down on that mechanism, and you got the same issue. And so I'm like, well, hell, I might as well use a zip tie, and we're ready to go. So even if I do replace one with a new one, I'll zip tie the new one because they didn't correct it, right? And it's OEM. Oh, hang on, I tried it. It's oyster. Oh, Here's oysters. Woo! This is the barbecue smells good in the frog legs. Yeah, you don't need a stock on there, but people, they do, man. I said those are the same customers that don't clean their lint filters. I agree. I got no stubborn oyster. Oh, this is, my apple will caught on fire. Oh, here's the update. So that flame, this is a gas oven, this is propane, but that's my apple wood. Just caught on fire. It's roasting the oysters. You see, we got the frog legs going on. Get a picture of that in a second. Picture that in a minute. Some more questions. Two washers, one dishwasher, wonky work, but happy customers. That's awesome. Look who has a bad actuator right now. All right. Hey, Dirty Bong, you got a clean language, man. They flagged your comment. Keep it clean, brother. He's $80 aftermarket ERP brand. $11. You tell me which one is going to be used. ERP. Well, not all aftermarket Samsung elements are $11. That's $11. To be honest with you. Maybe the coil, if you buy just the Restream kit, those are $11. I buy those all day. Like the Frigidaire Restream kit, I buy those all day. But a Samsung element, I would say aftermarket is about $25. And yeah. Well, 180? I don't know which one you're looking at, bro. That's delicious. I don't know. To me, the element was 180. Maybe the 3-prong ones, those could be up that high. And I know Samsung does. I think they do have like a 3-prong element, but they have 2-prong too. And they're about, even aftermarket, I mean, even OEM is about maybe $40, $50, maybe 60. Yeah, wholesale. Like, I'm on Amazon. Wholesale, aftermarket. That's what I'm talking about. And even OEM, I'm talking about wholesale. And 180 might be like super retail. I don't know, man. So yeah, but anything of that type of a price gap, yes, but I don't think that's the typical price gap between OEM and aftermarket. But hey, man, don't forget, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Help support the channel. I have a Patreon page for anyone that wants to have that has detailed questions. And also, you can give super chat here, man. It helps support the channel. Keep us going. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stay on for like another 10 minutes, and then enjoy the fruits of my labor here. I mean, oyster shucking, frog leg grilling.
I'm green.
There you are. Thank you. Queen's grilling. What are these on? Who's in the back again?
The middle, like, hard to go.
Oh, the fire went out. Huh?
No, so go.
Yeah. Smoke. We didn't close it because that smoke being in there.
That's with the fire.
Yeah. I show customer retail and parts, doctor or appliance part. Oh yeah, they're high. Yeah, parts doctor and appliance parts pros. Yeah, they're very high. $11? Oh no. Anybody rebuilding VMW gear case? That's next level, man. I haven't done that yet. Answer us, don't you love when you said a wash and they try to wash a king size comforter? The most outrageous thing I've seen was a lady had a front loader. It won't wash. I get there. There's about 10 pair of jeans, right? That's not bad, right? Yeah, 10 pair of jeans, cool. But guess what? 10 pair of jeans with a goose down king size comforter. Goose down. I mean, it's goose fat. It's super heavy, man. That thing was heavy. That poor machine. And I removed it and it worked regular. Like, yeah, it was so heavy it wouldn't even spin. Jeans and a king size. I don't know how it fit in there. Goose down comforter. So I mean, a king size comforter is outrageous to begin with jeans, but a goose down, that thing was so heavy. I was like, yeah, you can't wash this. That's not how this works. This one's pretty. Look at that. That one got a story to tell, huh? I charged $460 for a Samsung heating element replacement. That's cool. Yeah, that's about right. If you if you pay, if it retails at 180, that's about right. But usually I do like 250 for a heating element, 250, 300, and a lot of times I use the restring kits if the housing is good, the heat plate is good on the heating element. I'll just use a restring kit, and they're easy to transport too, right? Right? Because you buy them for like $10, $11, the restring kits. It takes a little extra time to restring. Like, it's nice to just pop an element in and out, but less time to restring, but it's worth it to have it same day repair and have to run to the parts store on the restring kit. I don't know. Can you guys see each other's chat? If you can, we got T. W wants to know, and so what happened with when they watch the king size bedding? It's your customer. Tell us the stories, the horror stories. So, are any of you guys on Facebook groups for appliance repair? Yeah, I see you repair a van or truck. Strip the agitator dog. Oh, the top load breaks off the transmission motor. Wow. Yeah, so my setup is a pickup truck. So my repair vehicle is a pickup truck, F-150. I bought it with 30,000 miles. Now I have 280,000. My shop's hauling before I found the beauty of the appliance business. And how shop hauling is like you kind of haul individual items. So I was hauling stuff cross country. I was doing moving, Excuse me. Oyster break. Need a beer. Please. You gotta go with oysters. So I was doing hot shot holing, and yeah, so that truck has been on. It has touched. This one's bad. Them tires have been on in every state in the country. And so it serves me well because I can, if I'm driving, I see a dryer on the side of the road, washer on the side of the road, I can just grab and throw it in the back, you know. I got a shell on the back, a cap, so it's removable, so I can remove it. I can remove it during, if I got a hole, I got a trailer too, but I usually just, sometimes the trailer's a hassle to hook up and stuff, so sometimes I throw them in the back of my truck. But trailer, and then also I can use it for like, recreation, man. We go camping. I got a fishing boat, so I can put my boat on there. There's a lot of uses outside of. Ew, that is gross. That's a shell. There's a shell inside of a shell. That is weird. Look at that. This is the shell, right? I pull it off, pry this off. It's a shell on top of another shell. It looks weird. There's a whole bunch of shells inside that shell. And so, what's the break? Hang on. And so, yeah, they hot shot holing with it. I don't know. This is like a rock, or I don't know, the rock or no. Hot shot holing with the truck, and so yeah, trailer set up. I throw machines in the back. We can go camping with it. So it has its utility instead of being locked in, having like a van, and you kind of limited. Like with a truck could be everything. It could be a person hauler. It could be an equipment puller, equipment hauler in the back. So it can be multiple things. That's my experience anyway. That's how I think that's the best vehicle. Yeah, road. Oh, that's good. I love roadkill washers and dryers. I like that. Okay, Appliance Road. Do you carry lots of parts? Yeah, I carry a lot of parts. I carry them in bins. So I mean, I've had different progressions of what I do with my parts, where the bin. I carry them in bins, sealed bins, and every once in a while I kind of go through and kind of inventory them out. So I have too many because sometimes I got to pull them out to do other things and stuff. The TW appliance. So TW. So I asked about the appliance groups you guys gonna be on because man, some of the stuff people say on there. This is the reason why I do most of my own work on my vehicles. I change my own oil. I'm reluctant to call anybody to come out. I got a guy. I just now. My wife maybe gets somebody to cut the grass. I just before I used to cut my son. He started at 6 years old cutting the grass. Put a lawnmower in front of him, and but we got so busy now with life that they had to pay somebody. But man, it makes you scared to hire somebody, man. I hate to say that because we're in the business of being hired, but man, them guys on there, man, like so. Things that concern me and stuff they say. Like one of the things they said was it was a question posted on an Appliance Facebook groups about using the restroom. So somebody said, "Hey, do you guys do number 2 at a customer's house?" My rule is I won't do a number 1 at a customer house. In worst case, I'll take a soda bottle and you do my business in a soda bottle in the truck, because like there's a gas station at every corner, there's a Wendy's, McDonald's in every corner. There's so many places to use the bathroom before you get to the customer house, right? Unless you got like a big job that takes like 3 or 4 hours, then I get it, right? But for the most part, dude, our job's like hour, maybe 2 hours in and out, right? At the most. And so I got a thing about asking customers to use their bathroom, man, because number one, you're only in their house because not because you're a friend, because you're to fix something, right? And to me, it's very personal to ask somebody to use their restroom, because like you're leaving your waste at somebody's house, I guess, right? So that's for number one. Look at that big old steak, yummy. That's for number one. But these guys are talking about, yeah, I do number two all the time. And this one guy said on there, well, I got this condition, so I have to, like, I'm like, well, I don't know. To me, that was just most unprofessional. I'm like, man, these guys are crazy, And they were justifying with the, hey, all day, I don't have a problem with it. No customers don't mind. But number one, a customer's not going to tell you no. You're in their house. They're polite. They're not going to say if they did have a problem with it. But yeah, I just something like that has got me like, so I'm like, yeah, I do my own work. But I don't trust nobody. Like, I change my own oils. I don't know if I'm gonna put but a lot of our vehicles need what do you call it? Not the higher end oil, synthetic. So, they need synthetic oil. You pay more. I'm like, I don't even know I don't know what they put in there. But I'm doing myself. It's like trying to put a mobile home with a 1988 Fiero. What's I don't know what you're talking about. Like what vehicle? That's not 50 can handle it. It's going to be like on Dumb and Dumber where you clog the toilet and it won't flush. Oh yeah, man. That was like the job of deuce at a customer's house is seen the most unprofessional thing ever. And these guys were like, oh, I do it all the time. I don't mind. Like, what? Crazy. Leaving a stink in somebody's bathroom. And usually, but I think the customer that wouldn't mind is the customer like with a mansion, right? They got like 10 bathrooms. They don't care. But, also, people have to clean the house when people come over. And a lot of times when we come over, they don't really clean it. They don't care. We're not company. They don't, But the bathroom is like a personal space, so they can have their drawers and stuff. They don't know what's going on. They're like, oh yeah, sure. But overall, it's just unprofessional to me. When I come across Whirlpool gas dryers, I keep the timer mode. Oh yeah. I set up power cords on eBay. Gas dryers sell too slow in there. Yep, you're right, bro. Yeah, I'm in Lawrenceville. So yeah, gas dryers. I'll keep like one, right? I keep like, and it's funny before you part them out, just hang on to it, right? Because you never know, you might get somebody to buy it. But if I need a part, guess what? That is going to be a sacrificial lamb. That gas dryer. The gas dryers sell very slow in Georgia. I can imagine they're pretty good in California. Because I think California has a lot of gas, natural gas and stuff. Energy. Oyster glove is soaking wet. I'm trying to do it barehanded, but I don't got the man hands to handle it. Yeah, you're right though. Gas dryers, you strip them babies out, take off all the parts. And so you do have somebody call you looking for a gas dryer. So, and also, gas dryer, man, installation got to be more because I'm not a fan of running to Home Depot and getting dryer kits if I don't have the matching, So, or sometimes it's a liability. Sometimes I tell people like, hey, I'll deliver it, but I'm not hooking it up. And that would really lower your chances of selling gas dryer even more. That is what it is. And it's funny, you want to do a gas dryer repair, and let's say it's an igniter issue. You want? Oh, yeah, I got to cheers my queen. Hang on. You're repairing gas dryers like an igniter issue. I always change out the whole column, man, because usually you strip gas dryers out. You take out the pipe, the igniter, the whole little unit. It's easier to take the whole thing out. And sometimes I was, if I got a repair, I'll just put the whole thing in there. Igniter, all that stuff, man. I'm like, I ain't cool with this, man. Let me take this whole thing out, put this whole thing in. It's working. Let's roll. Your chat's fire. Appreciate you, man. It is literally fire. We're grilling, baby. Yep. So TW, you doing just repairs, or you flipping? Obviously you flipping, I guess. And what let's share advertising. So what do you do for advertising? TW, share with the people. You should share. The queen said, "What if you don't want to share?" I said, "I don't believe. I have a philosophy that there's enough things to go around that we can all share our ideas with each other, and it won't affect us. More enough business, and it's about the person in the seat, right? It's about the person being effective. Really, you can tell somebody all your secrets, but I don't mean they can be good as you, right? It's probably need to be flipped or something. They look like they're about done. Join you one. I don't know. I don't know the punch the rest of these oysters. They're not left. We'll cook them up. I think some of them is no. Yeah, I think some of them. I feel like we should have more, and I look, we don't get that many. I think some of them give me a hard time. I've been on a roll lately.
That's the chart we were looking for.
Uh,
That we were looking over hands, but hers is like a something that we do.
oh, okay.
Real.
My trash might be watching. What did you say? We talking about it. we got steak, baby. Oh, we got another flag comment.
Why?
I don't know. It's like curse or something. Oh, that's not that bad. All right, so TW, I'm a one-man shop. I only flip wash and dryers. I only repair washers and dryers. I have a website, and I use Google My Business. Yep. I run in Google Ads. Yep. Spend $5 a month. Yep. That's funny, man. That's like $500. That's about how much you should spend. It brings in 10 plus very easy. Those numbers. It's funny, man. We all like on the same. We all need to grow and help each other. I agree with you, and there's enough to go around. Yep. And let me show this time. I don't know why it flagged it. Oh, I think it was flagged them last time. That's why Intel didn't show. Intel says, there's another monitor. Right? Intel says, I gave my gas dryer ignition parts to an African guy I know. When he gets enough, he ships them over to Africa. Oh, yeah, they do that. I used to work out of a storage unit, man. They used to test dryers using a generator. And so, wow. So I thought I didn't need it no more. I sold it to a lady, and she shipped it to Africa. They get a lot of people from like different countries will do that. They'll get a container, I guess, buy a shipping container, and fill it up with whatever they can and ship it back. That's what you're supposed to do, man. Reach back, man. Help out, help people out. If they help people out, I mean, they can be flipping them, I guess. But yeah. The TW says I can only do so much. I'm only one person. Maybe later on the road, add a refrigerator, dishwasher, etc. But I pay the bills and make good living doing it. Yep. Same thing. Yep. Same thing, man. I dabble in refrigerator. I dabble in everything, and you come right on back to wash and dryer repairs. Again, this is usually a negative analogy, but it's a good one when it comes to this low-hanging fruit. You get the easy fruit, man, and that's the wash and dryers. And you're so busy picking easy fruit, you don't got time for the harder stuff, Yeah, you get more money doing refrigerators, but it's a lot more to it. It's a lot more that goes into it, though, too, But wash and dryers, man, easy. Your customer base is expanded substantially, because especially in major metropolitan areas like Atlanta and here in Georgia, there's a lot of apartment complexes, and so some people gonna have refrigerators and stuff already, but they're not gonna have wash and dryers, not usually. Now I tell landlords anyway, I never got that. Like, and let me know if there's a landlord that provides wash and dryers in their units. I never got why landlords provide washers and dryers in their units. I don't think, to me, I personally don't think it makes the place more rentable. But I mean, it's convenient. I guess if you're looking to rent that already has one, you don't have one. But unless you need a stacking unit, that's different. I think they should provide that. Those are hard to get. But that's another thing that's gold, man. Stack units, woo! So I know, listen, you can testify to that, TW. If you're in Georgia, man, those stackables, man, are money in the bank. I can never get enough of those. So I sell those for at least $500 or $600. The Frigidaire old school stackables. Okay. Get another fat one. Those Frigidaire old school stackables, man. Good money, easy to fix. I mean, you can get something up to $700, man. Depends on how fast you want to move it. And Queen's feeding me. There you go. Yep, the shipping containers, man. Yep. Florida, Georgia line. Okay. Okay, Ansel. So there's a bunch of us here. Ansel, I think you're in Marietta. And TW on Georgia, Florida line. So I should be passing by you next week because we're going to Panama City. So we're going to shell iron and hang out. Love Panama City, man. Undiscovered jewel. To me, I've been to almost every beach, not every beach, but a lot of beaches in Florida. And to me, Panama City has been the best, man. It's not as busy. The beaches are nice and clean. The community there is nice. The eateries are great. It's not it's nice. I like Panama City. It actually keeps me from going to Savannah because Savannah's about the same distance. I'm like, well, I might as well go to Panama City. How do I go to Panama City? That's why I don't go to Savannah. Shucking oysters, talking appliance business, baby. That's what we're talking about. That's how we do. So let's do some housekeeping things, man. Don't forget, guys, you can leave a super chat, man. Help support the channel. I have a Patreon. I'm going to go into more detailed one-on-one conversation. And don't forget to like, subscribe. That costs you nothing but clicking of your mouse, phone, or whatever device you're using to be in this chat. So my next video, talk about my next video I'm gonna have come out. So I know we talking, man. So it was like 10 minutes. We're on hour 8 now. Maybe multitasking here, shucking, oysters and talking. So we have my next video is going to be. I'm trying to do more videos of. Let me know if this is helpful. This will be helpful to some of you guys. Going on Facebook Marketplace. I did a couple before. Going on Facebook Marketplace and kind of showing people how to buy off of there, And that, to me, I think that covers everybody. It covers the new guys that's new in the business, trying to flip. It gets, even if you're in the business, your experience, it kind of shows another person's perspective, right? And how they do. You can add that to your arsenal. Like some of the things TW is saying, man, like his budget for Google ads and stuff, it's the same. That's I recommend that. I recommend starting off with like $250 if you're new, so you can kind of get an idea of what you're doing. But after that, you should get to about $500, which should represent at least 10% of your revenue. So you should be making at least $5,000 a month net. So you should spend at least 10% of your revenue on advertising, some sort of way, right? But the best advertising is the one you don't spend money on. But you're going to have a little bit of everything in your arsenal, right? You're going to spend some money to reach people, but you don't want to use that as a crutch. Because sometimes you feel like, I put money out there, so I'm going to let that do the work. Like, now you still got to put in work with leaving your cars at apartment complexes, your customer service, Even, back to the conversation we were talking about If you're at fault, if the customer's at fault on a repair, should you eat it? You know? And I look at that as advertising, right? So I'm like, if I know if I eat it with a very good explanation of why I probably shouldn't, but I will to the customer, uh, that wins customers for you, man. You know, because definitely there's no way explaining customers at fault. Even they may agree with you. There's even more reason to eat it because it makes you look better. You know. So I try to tell it to advertising. You know, all right, this cost me an extra. It cost me an extra fuse. New G stack units are garbage. You are right. I agree. Washer transmission goes out in 18 months. Yep. Metro Atlanta is translucent. It's great selling wash and dry. Yep. Metro Atlanta is awesome. Yeah, GE stackables. So this is the thing with the stackables though. That's how I mentioned. I said the Kenmore, the Frigidaire, old school ones, money in the bank. Anything that looks new, like people will be like, oh, you know, hey, I'm gonna sell you this. They have the GEs or anything that looks new that's stackable. I do not want at all. They're junk. There are computers in it. The GE stackables I've been on repairs on. I've seen one where the dryer drum was just shredded. Brand new looking machine. Dryer drum just shredded, man. Crazy. I did have a nice newer looking Frigidaire with no agitator in it. But that thing was a layup, so that's why I took it. Oh, excuse coming out. Because that thing had, so they put a shipping bolt on the bottom to keep the tub still. It was never removed, so they said it kept banging. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, I'll take it. I got it for free. That thing had served a lot of good. So the first thing I did with it was I gave it to my son's teacher because she moved into an apartment and she needed stackable. So I gave it to her and said, hey, this, you know, because she said she's not gonna be there long. I said, okay, we just move, let's give it back. You know, I'll take it, I'll come get it. Okay, cool. So she called me like 2 years later. She used it for like 2 years. Called me back 2 years later. I went and got it and resold that thing for $800. Talk, man, helped out a teacher and got $800 in my pocket 2 years later. Thing was awesome, dude. Those little flips, man. Awesome flips. So again, if you guys are just tuning in to the chat, you know, we're here. This is a different environment. Usually I'm in the shop with my 18 Appliance shirt on and stuff. But today we're talking about just being self-employed, the freedom it buys you. It gives me the freedom of being here on a Saturday, chucking oysters, cooking frog legs. You know, getting fed like a baby from the queen over there. You know, so it's you know it's you know it has its perks. And again, you know, we want to free our time. You know, being self-employed, you want to get your time back, but you still want to pay the bills. And you want to buy your time. And so in the last show, we were talking about having a shop, and sometimes, you know, shops are hard, right? People say you gotta spend money to make money. I believe the opposite. Make money, then spend the money, right? And so you get to a point where you know, okay, you got the money coming in, boom. Like for the longest, when I first started, I didn't have a power drill. I used an old school screwdriver, Phillips head, socket set, little 10-hour socket set from Walmart. No, Harbor Freight. I got the cheap stuff from Harbor Freight. It works, you know. If you're not doing heavy duty work, Harbor Freight's tools work for our business. And as I grew my revenue, I'll buy little stuff here and there, you know. But I didn't go out and say, oh, I'm gonna spend all my money on this because it's an investment. Nope, let me make my money first and then spend it. You smell me? So anyway, I'm about to we're gonna log off, man, so I can enjoy this flow. Look at this, we got the most amount of people in. So I'm gonna stay on for like another 10 minutes. I don't lost like 3 without that set. They hang on to see the rest. But I'm still for another 10 minutes. Get any questions now? Anything you want to share with the group? Any knowledge out there? We got a lot of knowledgeable people on the channel, man. That don't mind sharing their knowledge. You know, TW, man. And so, you know, if you don't mind sharing your knowledge, and so just real quick to close, I want to go back to that Facebook group conversation, man, because there's a lot of people. Ooh, yeah, jabbed it down oyster. there's a lot of people who rely on those groups, right, for the information. Like when I first joined, I was looking for like, oh, I'm going there because with me, I never had a mentor in this business. My only mentor was YouTube. I went on YouTube to learn how to do this business. I never had nobody to ask questions to. All my questions were, YouTube search. Why is Jarvis not getting hot? Boom. You know, and it's nice. It was nice to. I said, this Facebook groups thing started. I said, oh, it'd be nice to go on there and actually talk to people and learn. So I think one of my first questions was, hey guys, well, I want to know my numbers. I want to know if I was good or if I sucked. And I didn't know, if I was making money, but I'm like, okay, is this normal or am I like, this is like nothing compared to what people make. So I want to say, hey, how much you guys selling a month and how much money are you making? If you don't mind telling me. Man, I got hammered. People are like, oh, well, why do you want to know that? And well, it doesn't matter because what somebody's making in one state is not necessarily what you're gonna make in your state and all this other. And I'm like, well, I know what to do with the information that I'm asking it for. I don't need you to tell me. It doesn't matter. It does matter. That's all. So anyway, I got completely hammered, man. And so that's kind of like the intro to those groups. You come in asking innocent questions. And they will absolutely hammer you. And I've seen it happen time and time again to other people. That's a lot of blue collar guys, a lot of guys who don't think outside the box. Like there'll be guys on there who just do repairs and they don't think like, oh, there's people here that do flips, And so, so they have like a very like one way of thinking. They don't consider anything else, or they're only just trolling or just trying to, blame somebody else for their issues. And so there's some good information on there, especially like, if you're in a jam, you want to see anybody else, figure out what's going on. You're gonna have some idiot reply, but you got a lot of good intellectual answers too. People that's been in your shoes that can help you out. But those groups definitely aren't what you initially would think they are. Let's get some questions here. eBay is the best thing they ever happened to a guy like us. Yeah, I had an eBay business. I had to cut it back, man, because it was getting kind of crazy. And I felt like I was working for somebody. Because eBay can cut you off at any time, and you're a slave to the customer. When it comes to selling used appliance parts, people want to guess and order parts from you, and then return them when they don't work. Well, I had a lot of situations. I had somebody order a part. Oh, your part don't work. It's doing the same thing it was doing before. My machine's still doing the same thing. I'm like, well, probably because it's not the part that's wrong. Right, duh. So you got that, but eBay is worth it if you got the So what I did was I hired somebody to hire a guy to break down the machine. That's my driver too. That was a good way of keeping income in his pocket. Now my machine, and then I had another girl that would list. Well, she wouldn't list. Yeah, she would list them for me. So she would list them and inventory them. Do an inventory on them for me. And I would just hold them, and I would do the mailing. I would mail them out because you really need somebody, that way I can catch anything that might be wrong or they might have did wrong. Especially having because the girl wasn't an appliance person, so you got a non-appliance person, you can catch little mistakes. So anyway, it was nice, but it just he was on. I feel like I was walking on thin ice with eBay. Based on the number of returns you may get or customers complaining. So it's like you almost got to kiss the customer butt a little bit. So I don't know. But yeah, eBay was awesome. eBay is an awesome source for used parts. So if you ever need something used, eBay is an awesome source for used parts. Amazon, not so much. I tried to do used parts on Amazon, but again, the returns ate me up. People don't want to return stuff because they ordered the wrong parts, or they don't pay attention when you put on there like the model number, or the part number. You can put on there, hey, let me know, send me a part number for ordering. They don't do that, they'll just put heating element, and they think all heating elements are the same. So it's kind of like if you go to a parts store, man, you see the frustration of parts store people when the average Joe comes in there and say, "Oh, I need a oven knob." They're like, "Okay, well, what's your part number?" I don't know. Here's a picture of my oven. Or do you have a mouth? Yeah. So I want to rant about. Yeah, I know you meant buying parts. So I kind of want to a rant on my eBay business. But yeah, buying parts is awesome, man. It's yeah, it saves, man, because like if you need like a motor for like a a 15-year-old direct drive, you know, customer's not gonna pay $200 for a new motor plus your labor. But you can get a used one, shit, for like $50 at the most, and still make $100 in labor. Customers sign up for that all day. Yeah, eBay is awesome. I probably will do a video on that. eBay, the difference between ordering where to order parts from, and how it affects your pricing. You know, 'cause, I mean, you have people like Facebook, the Facebook groups. You have people on there claim they will never do that. Oh, I'll never order from eBay. I'll never do that. And they're probably guys that work for somebody that does warranty work, and that's it, making $30,000 a year. That's hating on everybody else, But this man is done, right? No. All right, so we are out of oysters, which means our video is also over. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Shucking oysters, grilling, oysters, grilling, frog legs. That's the tops. But don't forget to like. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. TW, appreciate you. Ansel, appreciate you, man. And by the way, Ansel, we get to finish our little debate, whatever. Debate, non-debate. You're actually right. I think you're talking about the fuse that's near you said near the white fuse, near the blower. And yeah, I almost never have changed one of those. So if you have some insight on that, that'd be awesome, man. I'd like to know when those go bad, I guess. But yeah, I almost never changed. So I've never changed one ever. I'm sure they go bad, but I've never experienced one go bad on me. Front load dryer control boards cost $250. Guys on eBay, $50. Yep, all day. Control boards, yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, control boards. Yes, eBay saves you a lot for control boards. That's actually a better example. It saves you big time on control boards. Yeah, because those are how you it'll be game over. That's the diagnostic fee collected. You just try to get a new one. So yeah, if you guys need extended chat, need to talk to me more, go to any of my pages, any of my videos. In the description, you'll see my link for my Patreon. And there should be one in this one after I add it. Give me a few hours. I'll go ahead and add it on here too. But any of my videos, you can see the description, my Patreon. If you have detailed questions, anything. I appreciate you guys. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep sharing that success. Let's share the things that work for us. Let's share the things that don't work for us. Thanks for hanging out in the backyard with me and my queen. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate your support. And let's keep making money. Let's keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping.